And again, apparently, Twitch effed him over once again, leaking everything. What are the chances that it's clickbait and he's not leaking everything? But I want to watch it because it says leaking everything, so we'll see. All right, Techie, what do you have to offer? What is going on? What happened again, bro?
Hey, you not. I am maybe 15 minutes into my stream on YouTube and Kick so far. I am, let's double check this, day 3 into my ban. And during this ban, I thought, okay, well, there's no way that it's gonna...
Yeah, basically, backstory, Tectone was banned 3 times. Once for calling Frogan fat, which is okay. Nobody cares. Wow, you call a fat bitch, congratulations. We know what you are, Twitch. Once deserved, because he told the viewer to delete himself. Makes sense, is okay. And this 3rd time here is because he called Denims and Ming's horse, which they are because they have an OF. So that's the complete TLDR of what happened before.
Gonna get any fucking dumber. There's no way that Twitch is gonna fuck up again. And let me just lay you some groundwork. So I have now been banned 3 times over the past 60 days. One of them admittedly was deserved. I told a viewer to kill himself. I shouldn't have.
Yep, you should. That nobody can argue that one wasn't deserved. That was a bit much. But we all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. Well, I don't think he called her fat specifically. He just said her weight. I mean, yeah. That's even worse, actually, because then it straight up wasn't even that offensive. Or maybe it was, actually. Specific weight.
Said that, but to be fair, I had a really big tummy ache.
But how does he know the weight? Like, did he calculate height and width and said, yup? Height and width and said, yup? That's fat.
And he was being cringe in my chat, and he was ruining solo leveling, and I got a little bit angry, right? We've all had bad days. Anyways, since then, I have never told another viewer to inflict harm on them because I said, oh, that's bad. Skip forward a little bit. I get banned because I call Frogan fat after she said all American soldiers have PTSD. I feel like I'm a broken fucking record at this point.
I'm thinking back. I've never told anybody to delete themselves. I guess 3 times in 60 days is mad. Yep, Tectone died so others could run.
Point. And then fast forward again, 2 women call me a rapist, so I call them whores, and I get banned, and they...
Which is so dumb! Imagine imagine somebody calls another person a rapist. They have 0 proof of anything, right? Right? You call them whores, which is significantly less worse, especially since it's technically accurate, and you get the ban.
They don't. So, here's a little bit of an update. And this has never been said before on a YouTube video or a tweet. However, I have said this to some of my close personal friends in real life, and obviously my favorite people in the world, which is my beautiful children here in my chat. I love them very much. So, a member of Twitch.tv official staff reached out to me, and
I realized something when I look at both chats. Actually here. We have Twitch chat spamming emotes, and we have YouTube chat on this side typing out actual sentences. I just realized that. Maybe it's a good thing that YouTube doesn't have that many emotes. Or maybe YouTube chatters are just more intelligent. Guys, you're more intelligent.
You may or may not believe this, and there's going to be some things that I'm going to ask you guys to take my word for, and then there's going to be things that I'm going to show you proof of. The thing that I'm going to show you proof of is the most important thing. So the thing that this whole video is about will be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, okay? It will be. And it's going to fucking make you realize how retarded these people are running the fucking Twitch. It is insane. So I would like to tell you guys that Twitch staff reached out to me. And get this, I got an apology.
What? That's crazy. That is just crazy. Wow, an apology? Where's the catch? Where's the catch? Yay, we are intelligent, big brain people. We're not intelligent. We are just all redditors. Okay, I guess that's a self-report. Former 4chan user.
Mm-hmm. I did. I got an apology. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Big, 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 big. Yeah, they said that we didn't understand the matter fully. And they asked me, is there anything we can do to make it up to you? This is all true, by the way. This is all true. And trust me, you will see what will happen very soon. And you'll know it when it happens. And I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say what it is because that ruins the fun. But something big is going to happen because I said, okay.
Is the wind slowly going to change? Is he teasing it here? But then again, I don't trust. Also, they didn't ban the man. I didn't unban the man, as far as I'm aware, because he's still banned. As far as I'm aware.
If you'd like to make it up for me, then you can do this. I contact 40 of my moderators, and I ask them to compile something for me. They compile it. I have a massive 4.5 gigabyte folder, and I say, I would like you to do this. They see it, and they say, thank you for cooperating with us. We'll see what we can do. I say, thanks. Can I get unbanned? They say, of course, just submit an appeal. So
homie submitted an appeal and did not get unbanned.
Submit an appeal. There's 3 teams. There's 3 teams, by the way. This is how the unbanned ban system works. There is the upfront Twitch moderators, and then there is the appeal reviewers, and then there is the people who actually do the bans and unbans. So I talk to the moderators. They can say I can get unbanned. I go through the appeal system. I submit an appeal. It takes them 36 hours. Wait, no. 42 hours to review my appeal after submission. It's supposed to take 24 hours. My appeal was then approved, but I did not get unbanned because now it's fucking Saturday and I got a
What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Huh? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. We only unban on business days. We do not unban on Saturday and Sunday. We do not unban on weekends. Only on business days. Bro is banned for 7 business days. If there's a weekend in between, bro does not get unbanned. That is crazy. Appealing has a fucking time limit. Yep, appealing has a time limit.
My appeal approved at 11:30 Friday, and they're not gonna unban me till Monday because their bans and unbans don't work on the weekends. So I get to stay banned for 2 extra fucking days because these people don't know how to do their jobs. Now,
they only unban on business days, chat. It's over. But man, that is just diabolical. They are fucking retarded. That is crazy. They would have done it with Hassan immediately.
Now, I just want to know, why in the fuck do you need 3 separate teams to do the job of one compartmentalized team? You do not need the talkers to get them to submit an appeal, then you can't read the appeal. Because if you're already talking to them, that's when you make the judgment of when you're going to get appealed. And then if it's just, then you press unban. Why do we need a 3 separate tiered system to enact?
Okay, they have 3 systems. They have the regular moderators that you can talk to. They have the appeal dudes, and then something behind that. How the fuck? How is that a... No wonder these people make no money with their website. Remember, once again, even with a 50-50 split and being the most popular website for streaming, they still make negatives. They still don't make money. They're financially not profitable. And I feel like this could be a lot due to also staff bloat. At this point, why does he even want to go back to Twitch? Good question. I think the goal is to change the platform, not lose the platform. Because, you know, a lot of other like, imagine if all big content creators leave and the platform dies. Then in this case, everyone else gets punished with them. That's the problem. Like the small streamer with like 100 viewers who makes a little bit of money off of Twitch, who needs that. They're gonna suffer from this.
Act justice. Why is something that people's livelihoods not gonna be taken into consideration and fixed because it's the fucking weekend? You can't just have it to where if the appeal gets approved, then they're automatically unbanned? How does anybody feel comfortable streaming to this website when the entire foundation is built off of what I would call as a compliment, mental retardation? Because how dumb they are, I can't even think of a word to properly describe them. I want to remind you guys, at a point, I was living paycheck to paycheck.
Like, I have to ask this. Unbanning somebody would probably be really easy, right? It would literally probably just be making like 2 to 3 clicks and somebody would be unbanned. This is probably not a hugely difficult process. So I don't get why they can't do this. Like, they really just work on business days. Monday to Friday. On weekends where we don't work. Didn't the CEO also got banned? Apparently, no, he did not. In fact, he's a leftist coomer. Which is crazy. Like, he watches the female streamers on there and goons to them. Or cooms, rather. Kind of crazy.
Off of Twitch. Before that, well, I was homeless, right? But regardless, and broke. Because sometimes homeless people have money. And I do need to specify that. Homeless and broke. Because okay, just be real. In El Paso, Texas, homeless people make more money than a fucking teacher. Right? Like, genuinely. Because I think the average homeless person makes like $29,000 a year off of tips, and that doesn't get taxed. But teachers made like $32,000, but that got taxed, so it went down to like $28,000 or some shit like that. This was a thing back in 2012. It was fucking ridiculous. That shit still blows my mind. Teachers are the most important job in the entire fucking world. Being a good parent and being a good teacher, the 2 most important jobs, because the youth is the next generation, and if we are not taking care of the youth, what the fuck are we doing? That's a topic for another video. Teachers deserve higher pay, and honestly, parents should really lock the...
We do. We do. Because I'm going to be straight up honest. Schools are now taking over the raising children part. It's not the parents, because the parents don't even spend that much time with their children except weekends. If even. So the teachers are now raising the children. Not the parents. It is what it is.
The fuck in and raise their kids right. Stop fucking brainwashing them with Coco Melon and letting them listen to all these fucking woke ass influencers that are gonna mind wash them and pump chemicals into their fucking body at 8 years old. All right, let's just, hey guys, how about we just let our kids watch SpongeBob? Regardless, if you are
based, also, was that a shout out to more Pegasus? Do you want your kids to turn out like more Pegasus and being like you know, a autistic SpongeBob kid?
a Twitch streamer, How do you feel safe when incompetency runs rampant when it comes to terms with your livelihood? How do you feel comfortable being like, you know what? I'm going to all in on Twitch every day for 12 hours. And if you're a VTuber and you show a little bit too much hip, no, I didn't say tit, hip, you're going to get banned for 7.
Yeah, showing tits, apparently, not all of it, but showing tits as a VTuber is totally fine. Showing hips, for some odd reason, isn't? Which, again, I don't know who made this policy, but this policy is retarded beyond belief. Like, you can have, like, side boob, but you can't have hips. Okay.
Fucking days. And then here's the kicker. You get bans for 7 days, and then you get no ad rev for 3 weeks. Here's the reality of what I will be doing when I return to twitch.tv/Tectone. I will be turning off all ads. I will be turning off all ads.
Yeah, and at that point, if you turn off ads, you don't make any money. And in that at that point, which is funny, once again, Asmongold has that on his second account on Twitch, where he's like a monstrous amount of viewers, but he has no ads on, which basically means he's costing Twitch much more money than he actually makes them. That's the exact same thing here. Tectone will be costing them money, not making the money.
Because I think the viewing experience on Twitch right now is fucking miserable. Punishing your viewers with 6 minutes of fucking ads every single time they boot up a stream is fucking insanity.
Can somebody confirm for you guys if you watch stuff on Twitch? Because I haven't used Twitch in a while, so I cannot say if there's 6 minutes of ads. If there's actually 6 minutes of ads once you boot up a stream, that is diabolical. And people complain about YouTube? Bro, at least the YouTube ads are barely 1 minute, 2 minutes at max. This is 6 minutes. It's probably worse. I remember that a lot of people complained to Queso that he has a lot of ads and that he should have less ads. And he literally said he can't turn that lower. He's on the lowest. And if people are bothered by the lowest of the lowest, then there's a problem.
And I will be real, I'm bitter as fuck because when I lost all my ads were still running on my channel. And do you want to know why that is, lovely people of YouTube and Twitch and Kick and Twitter? Because while ads were running on my channel, guess who was collecting all the revenue? Wasn't me. It was Twitch.
What the fuck? So they can turn what? So they can turn off your ads, the ad revenue for you, while still running ads on your stream, even though you don't see that money. What the fuck? Huh? Is that even legal? Is that allowed? What the heck? I watched one Twitch stream without ad block because it didn't work for some reason, and it is fucking worse. Ah, okay, well, crazy.
They ran ads on my channel that I was getting 0% of, and they took all of that. Do you want to know why there's so many people coming at me right now, and there is only one other man who has covered my vindication? Asmongold, by the way, love you, dog. Appreciate you.
If you get unbanned on a website, the monetization should return. Straight up. I see no... Bro. Whoa! This is gross. The way they handle this. This is dog shit.
You the fucking man. Because they're lying to you. Do you know how many people on the internet have lied on me to give me this reputation? Let's be real. Let me give you my proper descriptor. I am a fucking jackass. I am brash as fuck. And honestly, I'm probably a little bit too autistic because even though I like telling the truth, there are some things that I maybe just shouldn't say that I say anyways. I am a dickhead.
I feel that at times. Sometimes I'm like, can I express it in this way? I'll do it anyways. But sometimes I also question, can I say it this way? Should I restructure it in my brain before I say it? I'm like, nah, this gotta get out. I have a lot of things in this big head, so this big head gotta do this.
I am an asshole. I am a jerk. But the problem is, all these dipshits online want to label me as
I'd rather have a honest. I'd rather talk to an honest jerk than a nice liar. Nah, to be honest, I'd take the jerk over the nice liar.
as a criminal. Are you guys noticing how in 2025 I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger? So the lies that people tell about me have to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You want to know why that is? Because these people are horrified of people who tell the truth. Why the fuck you think they go on Asmongold so much? Because that's another motherfucker who tells the truth. Why the fuck do you think they go on the unsubscribed podcast so much? Because those are other motherfuckers who tell the truth. And are you noticing how one side fight with the truth and the other side fight with lies? I call Frogan fat. Truth. I call Denims a whore. Truth. They call me an abuser. False. They call me a criminal. False. Unless you're talking about arson. Maybe I killed one person with a death note, but honestly, that...
Okay. We all did that. We all pulled out a piece of paper and wrote a name down and hoped they would perish.
had to have been a coincidence. There's no way that I'm a celestial fucking being. But this is the reason why people are going crazy, is because the amount of falsified information that is running rampant on the internet in 2025 is insane. And the amount of mental wherewithal you have to merely inform people of what is right and what is wrong is insane. Do you know how mad it makes people when you all refer to me as a martyr? Do you know how many videos I've seen of people?
I mean, he kinda is. He kinda is, in a way. Because Asmongold doesn't get fucked over. So I would assume that, you could assume that that is the case. Bro died for our sins. Died for other people's sins. Like I said, bald Jesus.
Losing their mind when all I say is I'm a good person. Do you know how mad that makes them? Let me give you the number, guys. 37. 37 videos I've seen. I've watched them all. I like watching content that hates on me. I like it. Because sometimes I learn, but usually I just get a good laugh. It makes these people so mad when people call me a good dude, a good person, a good streamer. It makes them so mad when you say he died for our sins, he's a martyr.
So crazy, bro. It's a bit main character syndrome, but I could see it. Bro died for the Twitch thoughts, for real. So here's this, right? All the stuff that I've seen against Tectone is usually false. Like, back then when he was doing Arknight stuff, they kicked him out of the community because basically, like, and since then the game is actually, like, it's ass. It's in the trenches. Basically, as far as I'm aware, the Arknight's deaths were racist. They were against Tectone because he's white, pretty much. As far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was something like that for Arknights. Then the Genshin people were hating him because of he criticized the game. Obviously, the Genshin stands would hate him for this. Makes sense. Even though he fixed their weapon system, the weapon banner system. Also, here he did something good. Then the whole thing with his previous marriage. Then with Pinkichu, that I think is what she's called, his current ex, who lied about him being an abuser. Once again, she had no evidence. Nothing is happening with the police. Zero. So that's another thing. I think they were calling him a PDF. They were calling him a literal Nazi. It is what it is at this point. Bro got it all as well.
It drives them insane. Guys,
And that dude has brought up so many new content creators by simply reaching out to them, just smaller people. He had people living with him because they financially couldn't survive alone, as far as I'm aware. He's getting people into the gym. From what I can tell, he doesn't seem to particularly be a bad person. Of course, we don't know how he is IRL, but again, except for liars, we have nothing of what happened. Yeah. PDF, Nazi. What else? What else? That rapist, abuser. Bro got it all.
I have seen a 58-year-old, bald, beardless man get so angry, and you guys know who I'm talking about, so angry he started drooling with how rent-free I live in this guy's fucking head.
58-year-old? When did... I remember something. I remember something. But yeah, there were a couple of things. There's also the king of... Was it the god of gacha? The god of gacha who called out Tectone. By the way, a man who plays like 18 gacha games on one stream and can't get a job, and then reached out to Tectone for financial support. Do with that what you will. Once again, judge me by my enemies applies here.
Just to name one. Because this is their strategy. They lie about me, and this is how they deem me a bad person. Because they believe the lies of other people. I want you to understand this on how crazy this is. These people are so obsessed with taking me down, their number one strategy is weaponizing a liar, where anything they say is the truth and anything I say is a lie. When there has been zero proof of me doing anything wrong. Nothing. You want to know why that is? Do you want to know why it's been a year and there's still been nothing? Because to quote a great man, Thriller Bark, One Piece, Best Straw Hat, one of them, Zoro, the Samurai, nothing happened. I agree, chat.
Nothing happened. You could also apply this to politics. Nothing ever happens. Business as usual. Yeah. One side loves to lie. One side just amazingly loves to lie. And they will continue to lie.
A gaslighting circle jerk. And this is happening to me. And I want you to understand to how many other people that this has happened. They make a mountain out of a molehill. Anything you say is a lie. Anything going against you is the truth. They are full of shit, deceptive fucking liars who are desperate for analytics, so they believe anything and they post any rage bait to fit a fucking narrative so that way they can get their numbers up. They're parasites. They're leeches. They're failures. They're clout-chasing whores begging to God that you click their OnlyFans.
Why am I feeling offended? And I'm not even the target. Chill. Okay, Salmax, I'll look at that. That looks interesting. 188k in debt. That looks interesting. The thing is this. Like I said, they will continue to lie because that's the only option they have because they have nothing else. In addition to that, you have the Twitter mongoloids, the Twitter freaks, doing the exact same shit. It is terrible. It is terrible. And the amount of times that this guy got backstabbed from people that he considered friends is crazy. It is crazy. Bro got, like, betrayed, like, 10 times in the last 2 years or so. It's crazy. He's dressed nicely. The bald man looks nice. Sure. Where everything ends up mentioning OF. I mean, these people do have OFs. One is so deranged. One is so schizo that she believes she lived with him. But they've only met once at like a meeting, and that's it. But she said she lived with him. By the way, alcoholic and schizo. Like, actually confirmed schizo. Because they, oh, if girl confirmed by him being offended. No!
Fans, because they're too untalented and lazy to get a real fucking job. Like, anybody should give a fuck about you. I see dumbass OnlyFans bitch talking about, I lost 20 pounds. I'm so proud of myself. My weight loss journey's been incredible. Bitch, you got liposuction. You work for nothing. You have no purpose. You have no drive. You have no determination. You pay to take shortcuts while real people in the world work to where they get at. But you take any opportunity.
Bro is that's getting personal here. Who is he talking about?
You will lie to get to the top. You will fuck anybody to get them on your side. You are all pathetic. I will be here forever. And you want to know why that is? Because I don't got to suck the dick of anybody. Because I worked for everything.
Didn't you kiss a dude before? Were you making out with a dude and realizing you were not gay? Even though the women in the background were just rallying the girls when you did this. I remember that. And apparently I now recently found out that Asmongold also before kissed a dude. Maybe I'm the weird one. I've never kissed a dude.
And I was handed nothing. And the handouts that I got honestly made my life harder than they were before. You think that everything that I've worked to get can vanish like that because your career came like that. After you sucked a couple dicks and you got a couple surgeries. My career was building this shit from the ground up by my fucking self.
As far as I'm aware, Tectone also worked in like theaters and stuff. As far as I'm aware. So that's also interesting.
Going live every day, ignoring the fucking hate comments no matter what. Whether it was the retards from Arc Knights, these motherfuckers who thought I was cheating at video games because I was too fucking good. To all the pussies who were mad because I didn't like your favorite video game. Eat my ass. And every single time I go live, every single time I get a new subscriber, it drives y'all fucking nuts. So suck my dick. You think I'm going anywhere? Yeah, fucking right. Bitch calling me a grifter. I've always been pissed off. See you on the next one. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe.
For real, like, comment, and subscribe on that note as well to me and to Tectone. Yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to see. Really interesting. So now I know that Twitch has a 3-tier system until you get unbanned. They're planning something that Tectone didn't elaborate on, but they're planning something. We'll just have to see what's happening. But yeah, Tectone is not leaving, and they're only working on business days. So Monday to Fridays, Saturday and Sunday you cannot get unbanned, even though it will be like 3 clicks. But anyways, that's crazy.